Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live once again here. 2022 Golden State Open Racquetball Championships for the IRT. I am Fabio Soto and have a special guest with us tonight here at the booth.
What up, everyone? How's it going?
U.S. Open women's finalist Erika Manilla, and in doubles, U.S. Open champion Erika. Thank you for joining us here at the booth.
What up, everyone? Super excited to be joining. This is going to be an incredible matchup between USA Jake Bredenbeck and Mario Mercado from representing Colombia, but from Bolivia.
Mercado, it's another side out. 0-0 in the head pen scoreboard. But I got to say, Erika, thank you for joining us. So, what are you expecting out of these matches? Two different styles of play. What's your prediction or what's your projection of this?
I have watched these two play multiple tournaments now between Worlds, IRT stops, and it is one of my favorite pair-ups to watch, minus my brother, of course. But it's because they play not only a fair match, but they play through the rally. It's not holding up for one another. It's not asking for calls. Not saying that that's what everyone does, but these people, like these two guys, they take the shots and they play just a very awesome physical match. Great shot by Jake, boxed out Mario on the left side, went for that down the line.
So
beautiful shot.
Jake Bredenbeck gets on the board first, 1-0 on the head pen scoreboard.
I'm liking this aggressiveness from Jake. Mario played that shot, that last rally, a little bit more defensive, making him shoot from the back, but Jake just kept shooting and told him, make me shoot all day,
And you got a lot of insight in Jake. He's, of course, a Team USA, member just like yourself. He's one of your teammates.
Definitely. See this, Mario's just playing very defensive. And then Jake gets that point.
So Jake had a stellar performance. He defeated Jaime Martel in a tiebreaker. Exciting match. Wow. And it was amazing, the comeback, because he lost the first game pretty bad, 2-15. Came back, won 15-3. And you know what? Endurance, will, concentration by Jake Bredenbeck.
It's awesome. Beautiful pinch.
And Mercado, on the other hand, dismantled Andre Parrilla in two straight. It was amazing performance by Mario Mercado.
That's awesome. And Andre, of course, is a tough opponent, and Jaime's an up-and-coming player, so awesome that he took Jake to a tiebreaker. It's a great match for him. Great gets.
It's a good reset there by Mercado. Wow, and a better kill shot right then and there.
As he sticks his tongue out saying, oh yeah, I hit that. One thing I love about watching both these guys' games is Jake typically used to be all power player, right? Power. And I would say within the last year, he's learned how to take power off of it and be able to control it. And same with Mario. He's able to hit the ball hard and kind of re-tap it into that corner.
So his game management has definitely improved, over the last year. And I got to say, you're right. I've noticed a difference in his game. He's a lot of improvement. And he's in the semis. Now let's remember, in Chicago at the KWM Shamrock Shootout, I think it was in September of last year, he went to the final versus Daniel de la Rosa.
Right. Very, very true.
Of course, Mario Mercado, it's an IRT champion as well. He won in Arizona. You remember that one?
I do indeed. I was there. Not an easy one to win. Jake was on that ball.
Down the line. What a great shot. Bredenbeck gets on the board again.
That's the third winning shot that Jake has gotten by boxing Mario out on that left side and hitting that down the line shot. Jake's very lucky that Mario mishit that shot. It came off the back wall, came off the side wall, and set up Mario. Mario missed that down line, but he definitely needs to start cleaning up that drive serve a little bit. But then again, it's easier said than done out here. So, I can't be too critical.
No, of course.
Green serve, second serve.
Boom. Love it. Love that shot. Love his consistency. And I love his decision making right there.
100%. 3-shot rally. Hit a great second serve and return, re-kill. Textbook racquetball. See if he can hit that same serve.
And you know what? That's the thing. In the last match versus Andre Parrilla, he was serving quite differently. And at the end, he was just doing power serves. Ooh, down the line. That's a very, very good shot there by Jake.
Very much so. He definitely adjusted from that first lob serve where he went up to go cut it off rather than letting it come back and really stick along that left side wall. Short serve. I like the different angle, though. Jake's been serving on the right side. I like that he moved over to the left to get a different angle for Mario.
Wow.
Tough shot.
You know, taking that speed off of it, you know, changing the height, that just made the whole difference in that shot.
100%. And how difficult that is to hit, to not only take speed off, but then to hit it hip high and make it die in the back court. I mean, unreal. Looks like Mario's rushing his serve just a little bit, and that's why they're going short. But he has a good second serve so far. Not set up, hitting back to the ceiling.
Ooh, good play. Point for Mercado.
Very patient, both those guys were.
Erica, you know, you're a top-level player. How important is it? Because we talk about power, we talk about control, but how important is the patience factor in racquetball in your game?
Absolutely incredible. I mean, that's something I'm trying to learn myself, you know, is just being patient and letting the... Ooh, tough skip ball. He went for the bottom board there. But definitely it's being able to play the rally, to be able to stay in the rally, stay patient, and give yourself, hit the right shots to set yourself up for later opportunities to finish that point.
It's a good serve by Mario. Ooh.
Great
tremendous.
serve, 3-shot rally.
Tremendous play.
It's crazy how much of the match is dictated by your serve. First serve, second serve, doesn't matter, but a good serve is what dictates every single match. Great get.
That is the correct shot.
100%.
Right then and there. Mario checking to see if Jake is okay. Let's catch a bit of a replay right there. Look at this. Mario.
Great get by Jake, but it looks like maybe something with his calf. I know he's had previous issues with that. I don't know when he stepped out if that's what's bugging him. Mm-hmm. But you see the friendship in there, you know? Like the moment that Jake hit that shot and Mario won the rally, his immediate reaction was, hey, are you okay? So that just shows the sportsmanship between these two athletes on the court.
We've seen it among other players. Like earlier today, you know, there was a bit of a scuffle between, you know, Parrilla and Mercado, and Parrilla, good sportsman. He hit, Parrilla hit kind of a pinch, and it hit Mario in the leg. But by the way, we need to take a picture and post it online of Mario's leg.
Oh,
and
no.
Andre didn't go full force, but he did hit him.
Right.
And, you know, Andre walked up to him, even hugged him, saying, dude, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Wasn't my intention.
People don't realize these guys are hitting 160 miles per hour. So when that ball's 3 feet from you,
yeah,
like, that hurts.
It's a good shot.
Beautiful rekill from Jake.
What a wrap right there.
Maybe
Jake.
groin. I don't know if it's the glue.
Probably Jake kind of favoring his calf a little bit, touching it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his camp down there. Sam, his brother, Bredenbeck. This is Sam Murray. Sam and Sam. Good shot. Jake Bredenbeck scores point number 5 there.
Jake got a gift there. He mishit that Z serve. It came a little short, but Mario with the miss error. So it was a good change of serve. Again, off the back wall, that Z serve came, and now Mario put it away.
You know, how difficult it is to, that in your game management, control that speed. And Mario just taking it off, change up like in baseball right there.
Right. Short serve, second serve. Talk about like an intense first couple points here. I mean, it's 5-5 in the first, and I feel like we could be in the second game towards the end. Great shot by Jake.
It's a good defensive play. I saw Jake before the match when he was stretching and focusing. That killer look that he has when he's about to go into the court. I saw it at the U.S. Open when him and Sam were going to play Alvaro and Daniel. I talked to Jake. I was like, Jake, if looks could kill.
Beast made, right?
Yeah.
Good ceiling ball reset. Great patience by Jake. Who's going to mess up first? Oh, I hit the box.
It hit the box. Wow. That was a great effort for Mario to reach the ball, I got to say.
100%.
Great effort.
I'm impressed, honestly, that Mario took that ball off the back wall. I mean, they're both playing that ceiling ball game, and it's which one are you going to mess up first, right? But then to be able to get that offensive opportunity. Broken ball.
Broken ball. We'll take this opportunity to thank everybody for watching. Please like our post, share our feed, keep following us on social media. Super Saturday. This is the first semifinal in the pro men's division. Jake Bredenbeck, Mario Mercado, United States versus Colombia, got number 9 and number 10, and in the semifinals.
Can you explain to me what Super Saturday is? I love the sound of that.
Super Saturdays when we have quarterfinals and semifinals and singles or doubles. So great matches all around. Mario.
Pinch. And this was the first time where Jake's been taking off some of his power to hit that down line. Granted, he hit it high, so maybe, I mean, ideally we all hit the ball a foot high or roll it out when you hit it hard. But earlier in this game, he was taking a little bit more pace off of those down the lines and was getting points off of it. That one he hit a little bit harder.
It's a great serve by Mario Mercado. It's an ace called by Roland Keller, the official.
Jake's limping a little bit. Something's up with his right glute. He's rubbed it a couple times. It looks like when he dove and then went to get back up, something happened. So I hope that he has some muscle cream or something to get back into this match and make sure he can go through it.
As long as he doesn't get cold.
Yeah. Adrenaline plays the role. Incredible get. Wow, between the legs winning shot.
What a kill shot.
Insane.
Wow. You know, let's have a replay because we have to see a replay of that.
100%.
Let's take a look at what Jake did because that's nothing short of amazing.
Such smart shooting there, moving him around.
Boom.
Are you kidding me?
Gone.
Like, with power, too,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was very, very solid, very consistent. Mario, you know, buying his 10 seconds as much as he can. 3 walls.
Second behind the legs.
Between the legs again. Wow. You know, you got to say, he had no other resource, and he pulled it off really nicely, but Mario was ready.
Right. And very smart shooting by Mario. You know, he went over to the left. Jake was leading over to the left, and then he hit it over to the right for a cross court winner shot of that rally.
So
very, very smart
Jake
racquetball.
favoring a little bit of his right hip. So both of these gentlemen are out of doubles. They're only in singles.
So they both won it.
Ooh,
Beautiful
perfect.
shot.
That is perfect right there. You know, the speed, the height, you know, everything was just right.
Right. And, you know, that's the second serve that Mario hit over that left side, and Jake cut it off and got a winning point. So Ooh, beautiful ace serve.
Ace serve, Jake Bredenbeck.
Great executed Z serve. Gets his setup. Very, very smart.
Wow.
You know, he hit that drive serve, went over to the left, got an ace off of that, switched it up to go to a Z, executed it well, and still won the rally. I love the mix-up of serves that we're seeing from Jake. Gosh. You know, that's one thing I think Mario's known for, is owning both of those pinches on both sides of the court.
Yeah, and you know what? That's one of the weapons that he used against Andre Parrilla that Andre was really not expecting. That serve as well.
Gosh.
Wow.
Hopping re-kill while running.
And you know what? He was on the run, on the hop. He was all over.
Absolutely. Just shows what incredible athletes they are, even through pain. You know, it's the mentality of being able to fight through it. Holy cow.
Wow.
Great
So,
serve, great recall.
Working through pain, you know, that's one of the things that I like about, you know, racquetball players. One of the ones that I admired the most throughout the years that has played through pain, and I've seen the pain, Ronda Racich.
100%.
Ronda is one of those players that I've seen. My knee hurts, my back hurts, my hip hurt, and I've seen her like bleeding on her knee, or
Right.
something's wrong. Something that's like I would definitely go to the doctor immediately, and she would be, no, I'm playing.
Great get.
All right, perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Kill shot, Jake.
Full out. But no, Ronda, for example, we were in World Championships last year, and where were we? Guatemala.
Guatemala in December.
And I remember we were playing our quarter match. She rolled her ankle. It was swollen. We go into our semis, and I go, "Can you walk?" And she goes, "No, but we're gonna win."
That sounds exactly like Ronda.
Great re-kill. Very smart by Mario to go cross court rather than that down the line. Jake was leaning to go cover that down the line. Very smart to go cross court to change it up.
What's going to happen?
Replay maybe, appealing for an avoidable.
So a replay is called, but there's an appeal.
And both line judges disagreed. Call overturned. He gets the avoidable.
Wow. Great stuff. That is great game management.
Yes. And, you know, to use an appeal at 7-8 completely, that's it. I mean, you get 2 appeals here in the IRT, so to use one halfway through this game, very smart.
In the LPRT, how many appeals do you have per game?
I believe 2 as well.
Okay.
2 or 3. Yikes. Am I really number 4?
I'm just asking.
Gosh. Again,
Shot.
this is exactly what we saw at the beginning of the match. This is now the 4th shot, I think, that Jake has had Mario boxed over onto the left. It came out of the middle of the court. He hit that down the line and got that winning shot. I'm impressed. No screen called.
So
Timeout by Mario Mercado.
Timeout from Mario Mercado. As they take a timeout, we'll take a short break ourselves, and we'll be back on IRT Live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2022 Golden State Open Racquetball Championships presented by JMB for the IRT. I am Fabio Soto, accompanied this evening by the lovely Erica Manilla. So, Erica, you got a lot of insight here. A timeout, taken by Mario Mercado. It's just a 2-point difference. We're not exactly at the end of game one. What are your thoughts?
I'm a little surprised that he took the timeout, but also if he felt that these players know each other very, very well. So if he felt that Jake was getting on a run or getting hot, completely very smart call. And he hits the short serve. As your opponent, when somebody takes that timeout, you need to get that first serve in after a timeout. Great get by Jake. Smart pass by Mario.
Down the line.
Great get. Wow.
That's a smart shot by Mercado.
Very much so. Very much so. I think
Can't really say much. It's just textbook right there.
100%. And I think Jake had his opportunities in that rally, but also it was off a timeout, and it's very tough to get that point.
Ooh, what about that
Incredible.
backhand overhead shot by Jake Bredenbeck down the line?
Absolutely amazing. Mario's hitting himself on his top of his head. I wonder why he went back to the straight-in lob, though. Short serve by Jake.
Oh, every time I see something I can't explain, I always think, you know what? Obviously, he's seeing something that I cannot see.
Right. And the game's a heck of a lot easier to play out here than it is in there.
High lob, Nick. Serve.
Great pinch and beautiful re-kill by Jake. Absolutely unreal. And this is my thing. Mario's one of those guys that he loves pinching the ball. Jake hits a lot more passes. And so right there, Jake was in the front of the court. Mario pinched the left corner, but Jake was there. Why not go for that downline shot? Gosh.
Oh, Jake. Great display right there.
Now I see why Mario took that timeout. Jake is on fire. And crazy that timeout didn't work.
Great ace serve, Jake Bredenbeck. As you said, Erica, he is on fire. And you know what Mario needs to do is figure a way out to cool him off, slow him down. Everybody sees that he's favoring that hip and that calf. He needs to make him a little bit colder.
Gosh. Ace serve to the back.
Wow, fantastic. 2 aces in a row to the backhand.
And in 2 different places on the service box. Jake hit the first ace over on the right side, moved over to the left, and hit an ace to the left side in a whole different spot.
Great. You know what? You hit 2 aces in a row. Then you go again, you hit a C serve. Why not stick to the drive serve that's working for you?
Might have opened up this serve right here. I think we're about to see. Oh, missed hit. And
he paid for it.
Yep, 100%. But I agree. Do you stick with that serve or do you mix it up and then hopefully be able to lead up and work your way into the match with a different serve later on?
When you have game point, we've seen a tendency, at least today, these players have been changing at 14. They're changing their serves to throw off their opponent.
Great reset. Left high. Wow.
Great game management right there by Mario Mercado to earn point number 8 and ending that drought that he had.
I think right now the people that are winning the rallies are the ones staying in center court. So Mario owned center court that last one. Jake's been controlling center court throughout this whole entire match. Granted why it's 14. Phenomenal get.
That is the right shot from Mercado.
100%.
And you know what I liked about it? His aggressiveness in that serve, that driving to Jake's backhand was just really good.
100%. See your opponent, hit away from your opponent.
Ooh, good choice.
Went for the crack.
Came up short.
Off the back wall.
He overhit it.
And that just showed the power of that. I mean, Mario read which direction it was going, but Jake just hits the ball so hard that it came off that front wall and just reaction time wasn't quick enough. Gosh.
Did he keep it alive? Yes. Wow. Mercado. Side out.
You know, Fabio, I'm with you. Jake went for 14 with 2 different serves, but we got 2 aces to the left. Why not hit another one for the match point?
Exactly. I just don't know why he didn't keep the same serve. It was effective.
Yep. Can Mario fight back? Gosh, great get.
I think you saw that coming a mile away.
Very, very smart shot from Jake. Just saw where his opponent was, hit away from him, and executed it.
So another game point for Jake Bredenbeck. Will he go back to that drive serve to Mario's backhand?
Oh, and it was short.
Ooh, interesting.
Hey, well, we called it. Go us. Very great executed serve.
Execution, precision, direction, and management has led to Jake Bredenbeck taking game 1 15-9. Players will take a 2-minute break. We will too, and we'll be back on IRT Live.
In life, you want things you can count on, like a good dinner out with friends or a romantic weekend. Feeling the warmth on your face while exploring a new space. Finding the best dress and forgetting about all the rest. So when you're looking to get away, go somewhere you can count on. For your night out, day trip, or weekend getaway, visit the Tri-Valley, the place for sunshine you can count on.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2, Jake Bredenbeck took game 1 15-9 against Mario Mercado. Of course, Jake Bredenbeck from the U.S., Mario Mercado from Colombia. Number 9 versus number 10 at the semis at the Golden State Open Racquetball Championships. Presented by JMB. We're about to begin. And the next match, just remind me, the last match of the night, Conrado Moscoso from Bolivia versus Eduardo Portillo from Mexico. What a great matchup. Got to say, Eduardo Portillo is the only man alive in doubles. In the booth, joining us tonight, very special guest, Ms. Erika Manilla, U.S. Open singles finalist and doubles champion. Erika, by the way, congratulations again for that win with Natalia Mendez versus Paola Longoria and Samantha Salas. How did that feel? Because I saw you just jumping.
They're an incredible team, and it's just an honor to be able to play with somebody like Natalia Mendez by my side. So absolutely amazing. Beautiful textbook down the line pass by Mario on that shot.
Natalia, someone who you fought and played against so many times since your junior years, a person that you have a lot of experience playing against. I remember last year when we were at Highlands Ranch. You lost 11-10 tiebreaker against her. I was watching that match. Incredible play.
I did, and then in Boston, I lost her 11-9, and then again 11-10. It doesn't sting.
It doesn't sting. Well, I'm sure you haven't let it go, but so who was the idea for you girls to play together?
It's tough. Great rally. Oh, close skip. It was a little bit of everything. I was looking for a partner. Her coach asked if I was playing with anyone, and just talking. I've always admired. I love Natalia's backhand. It's absolutely amazing, and I like playing the forehand side. So it just kind of made sense, and I asked her. Great re-kill pinch by Jake.
Jake Bredenbeck.
But no, anytime you can find a doubles partner, it's about the connection on the court. It's like a big dance. And so the fact that I was able to get that with her was absolutely incredible.
It's a good shot there by Mario Mercado.
An impressive rally win because Jake did hit a great serve over to the right, but was able to hit a defensive shot off of it, bringing Jake into the backcourt to be able to pull out that rally.
Oh, I thought he was going to get a screen serve.
Me too. Skip ball.
That's a skip there by Mario Mercado. And he knows he got a break because I honestly thought that was going to be a screen serve, but he couldn't capitalize on it.
Right.
So Jake is on the board, 1, serving 0 on the headpan scoreboard.
And it's tough for screen calls where our official Coco Keller is standing, is over on that right side. So to his defense, it is very hard to see those screen serves when you're standing on the right side, and the serve's going to the left. Great get.
Wow.
Gosh. 2 bounces. Beautiful reverse pinch from Mario. Unreal.
So I think of Mario Mercado and I think of speed. I think of agility. I see Jake, I think strength. A lot of IQ there in racquetball. It's an interesting matchup. I mean, here's the thing, though. Jake, this is not his first semifinal, neither is Mario's. But, as of late, it's interesting because at the Shamrock Shootout, Jake played the finals versus De La Rosa. And just a couple weeks, a few weeks after that, Mario Mercado won his first Tier 1 in Arizona.
Right.
Wow, Jake Bredenbeck, what a great shot.
That was maybe 3 inches off the back wall. I mean, Mario really did execute that serve. Just those 3 inches at this level makes a difference. Great get. Great get. Comes off the back wall and a beautiful finish by Mario.
I have to say, after that excellent defensive execution from Jake Bredenbeck, Mario found a way to score it. We got a replay on this. Yes, we can.
Incredible get over to the left. Mario's leading to the left. Jake sees that, hits the cross court. Again, a beautiful re-kill. Comes up a little high off that back wall, and he finishes it. Unreal.
Tough.
There's that IQ you were talking about at Jake, just super smart.
So we're still at 1 serving 0 on the headpan scoreboard.
Wish I knew how many rallies have happened this game. Does not feel like 1-0.
Well, listen, both semifinals have had a lot of hype. We're seeing a different sequences. I mean, never has Jake met Mario in a semifinal, so that's exciting in itself.
Definitely. Great serve. Reset, little short. Just kidding.
Mario giving up point number 2 to Jake. So, Eric, let me ask you, in terms of ball control, who has the upper hand?
That's a tough one for me. I mean, both of these guys I feel like have been controlling the ball in different ways. I would say I think Jake right now is playing the smarter game, but Mario's had better hands in the front court re-killing that pinch.
There you go, just as you called it. Erica Manilla, the prophet.
Yikes. But I'll take it. never been called a prophet before. Gosh, I feel like I just went up like 10 levels. I'm really surprised it's not a screen serve.
I was thinking the same thing.
But Jake hasn't asked for it either.
Well, that's the thing about an athlete like Jake Bredenbeck. He doesn't go out there to wait for his opponent to lose. He goes out there to win.
Definitely.
So he wasn't expecting a free call. And even though when he can take a swing, you know, he can take it, you know, he's not going to damage his opponent. So a bit of a towel timeout here, brought to us by Zurich Construction. So, Erica, this has been a great match so far. It's lived up to its hype. And people are excited because, you know, before this match, we had the doubles between Montoya Mar versus Portillo and Acuña. And to the surprise of many, including myself, they, you know, Portillo and Acuña team dovetail 1 and 2, but they dismantled in game number 2. 15-2, I think, was the score.
Wow.
Against the Pan American, Mexican national champions, and also world champions.
And it's tough. Great serve by Jake. When I hear, oh, in a rough pinch, you know, he's up 2-0 very beginning of the game. Why not be aggressive? We're not tight yet, you know. But to go back on the doubles, Pan American Championships, World Championships, yes, that is the elite of our sport, you know what I mean? But you're also limited to playing with people within your country. So when you have Andres and Lalo, those are two people from two different countries, you know? But again, that is the elite of our sport because you have to be number 1 in the U.S. You have to be number 1 in Mexico, and then you go compete against the other countries. So just depends how you look at it, I think.
Wow, what a great pass right there.
And he took power off.
Jake just knew where he was.
That's the IQ you were talking about right there.
I think Jake has really played better, much different than a year ago, I have to say. Because, yeah, a year ago, that's when he got to the Shamrock Shooter final. I've seen a lot of improvement in his game. Must be the beard. I don't know.
Maybe the mullet. Great get. And smart. Very, very smart playing by Jake. He's very much so controlling center court.
Number 3.
3-0. We're still very early in this match for what the scoring is, but for the time, it feels like it should be a lot farther along.
Yes, I was about to say, you know, regarding the time, it should be a different score. That tells you how much they're battling it out.
Great hands, great gets. That speed you were talking about from Mercado. Goodness.
There you go. Smart. Very difficult to execute that shot. So let me ask you, Erica, you know, we mentioned how it's taken a long time when we're still at 4-0, but how different is it mentally, your mindset, when you encounter a match, you play the LPRT and play IRF with rally scoring? How different is it for you to take that into account?
Short serve. Rally scoring is tough for me. It's a whole different game, you know what I mean? It's every single rally counts, not that every rally doesn't count in this, it's just a different mindset. The one thing that I am not necessarily a pro for rally scoring is matches are short, but that was the goal. Ooh, tough skip by Jake. Let that ball drop a little more. But with rally scoring, their goal was to make it shorter. In my opinion, why do I work out in the gym if my matches are only going to be 30, 45 minutes? In these games, it challenges you mentally and physically to be able to play a 2-hour match. So when you look at tennis and those games are going hours long, when you look at baseball, hours long, football, hours long, you know, but then we want to be a 45-minute game match, you know, so I get it. You have to be able to have the skill. You have to come out strong, stay mentally tough. Beautiful re-kill by Mario. But it's what part of athleticism and mental endurance do you have to withstand to be number 1 in the world?
That's true.
Sorry, that was my soapbox a little bit. I will step off my soapbox now.
No.
Back to the match.
Back to the match. Mercado got finally on the board, rather. 1 serving 4 in the headband scoreboard.
Smart shot, great get. Wow. I love that Jake stepped up to take that early, where if he came back and let Mario re-get center court positioning, he might have not had that shot open.
And what I like about Jake, what he did is regardless of where Mario was, very solid hit, a lot of power, and he doesn't want to leave it up to chance. Jake is not one to tap the ball like other players to see, you know, what happens, or tap it just to throw people off. He has no room for error.
Right. I think Jake is playing a little bit more aggressively and less timid, where I think Mario's a little bit timid this game. As that, I'd love to see him shoot more. Beautiful.
And you know, I got to say that return of serve was just perfect. You know, probably cross court wouldn't have been a bad option since Jake was all the way to the right, but it worked for Mario.
Short serve.
So I asked in terms of ball control. Here's my other question. In terms of risk, which of these two athletes take more of a risk when they're playing their game, take more chance?
Oof. Well, right there. Right, but I think both of them are. I mean, it's one of those things where I actually just talked about this on Instagram. It was low percentage player versus high percentage player. You're right. Majority of people can't hit the ball 38 feet back, shoulder high. But these pro players, we practice that. Oh, beautiful rekill, very smart. But we practice that shot over and over and over again. So although for the amateur average player, that may be a low percentage shot, for these pro athletes, that is a high percentage shot for them. Beautiful ace serve by Mario.
Ace serve, Mercado, and just like that, he was down 0-4. Now he's 4-4. It's a good run for Mercado.
This is the first time I've heard Mario start saying "vamos," start pumping himself up a little bit. It's been Jake recently. I think he's starting to feel a different level.
Ooh, great effort there by Mercado.
Missed serve, Jake took advantage, hit the smart shot. Skip ball, wow.
What an amazing serve by Jake Bredenbeck. To,
great
you know,
change-up.
having to control that in order to make Mario get out of his groove and get out of his game. Game number 2, Erica, has been a chess match so far.
Completely agree.
Wow. Mario had a good camera angle there thanks to our producer, Rodrigo Mendoza. You can appreciate those shots a little better.
Short serve, couple inches. It's crazy how the higher level you get, the more that it comes down to inches of the sport.
That's true.
Smart reset, came off the back wall.
But what about that? That's ball control, right? That's not power. That's ball control.
Right. Beautiful. I always got told the higher level you get, the closer your down lines have to be to the sidewall. And at a pro level, you want that down line 2 panels within the sidewall. Goodness
Wow.
gracious. Jake has hit that consistently all game.
But what I like about it is he takes his time. He looks at where, and then he also looks where his opponent is. So that gives him an edge as well.
Short serve. Little check of the ball, see if it's broken, see if it's wet.
Interesting choice.
Great pickup and reset. Smart, staying patient.
That is a right shot. Jake Bredenbeck.
100%. That was 3 cross courts back to back. Both of them had the down line open 3 rallies ago. Jake was the first one to hit the down line, won that point. Short serve.
Ooh. Almost had him.
Almost did. I like that he's moving right and serving left and right. Ooh, skip ball.
That's a skip right there. Mistake by Jake. You know, I thought maybe down the line would have been a better option for Jake, but he was stretching all the way down.
Yep, completely agree. And it's tough. Then in those situations, do you go for what shot you have, or do you go defensive, or do you try forcing a shot you don't? Short serve.
It's a short.
Mario's 2 inches off of every single one of those drive serves. Smart, staying patient. Back at him. This is the control you were talking about. Set up.
What a rally.
Gosh.
Lots of resets.
Oh, no. Great get. Wow.
Wow, what a fantastic play by Mario Mercado, earning him point number 6. So we're tied once again.
Wow.
We're tied at 3. We're tied at 4.
Is it really only 6-6?
Oh yeah, that's the element right here. You know, who wants it more, who's hungrier, and you know what, who has the endurance. I have not seen Jake Bredenbeck favor his calf, favor his hip. Look at this shot. Let's watch the replay.
Great diving get. Misread the ball.
Reaction right there by Jake.
Good reset.
This is the kill shot. Boom. That little fire that we saw inside Mario Mercado's personality right now, that's what he needs to move forward and take the lead in this game.
Definitely. Great serve. Jake went for it.
There it is. 7-6 now on the headpan scoreboard. Mario. Great display.
When those rallies are over 10 shots long, the fatigue that it has on an athlete is unreal. Even if it's ceiling balls, you're still going from the encroachment line back to center court, back to the encroachment line, back to the back court. Like, that's fatigue.
Jake.
Same thing, seeing that emotion that's coming out of Jake now, but a very controlled rally. Hitting to the left, hitting to the right, finishing with a pinch. Great serve. Gosh. Wow. Wow.
Oh, Mercado, you know what? I don't know if that's experience or if that's instinct, but it was amazing.
Can we get a replay of that? The speed of Mercado on that was unreal. Look at that.
Defense.
Barely.
Defense right here. Boom. And he
Diving
knew what he was doing.
Right.
He knew he just didn't hit that to hit it. He knew what he was doing.
Right.
Let's look at this one more time.
And you wonder right here, should Jake go for the reverse pinch or for that down the right side?
I thought he was going to go cross court. That was
Right.
my thought, but you know, Jake saw something different and Mario was there.
I feel like as an athlete sometimes I see that reverse pinch and it looks and feels so good to hit it. But then you think, see your opponent, hit away from your opponent.
Exactly.
Smart down the line pass. That's tough. Great get. Wow.
Jake
Unreal.
made quite the feat right there defensively and offensively, and Mario Mercado visibly frustrated. He knew he had an opportunity because you saw how he looked at Jake, where he was, but he didn't make the right shot. His shot selection was good. Look at this
Diving
defense.
get.
Defense. Look at
Mario just looks.
Mario just looked at him. That's the thing. It came off the wall. The cross court would have been fine, but no.
It's almost like he thought he had that rally won already without putting it away and executing that shot.
But it just goes to show you how important shot selection is in a match.
Definitely. And as we said, at this level, the game is inches. You know, if it would have been maybe 4 inches farther back on that side wall, would have it passed Jake? I mean, ideally no side wall on that shot. But an incredible get by Jake, which shows every single shot, every single get counts.
So a timeout, I believe, has been taken by the Minnesota Viking. As he takes a timeout, we'll take a short break ourselves, and we'll be back on IRT Live.
Our YDF helped us a lot with almost every tournament with the hotel. That it's one of the expenses. Without them, I don't think I could go to every tournament to play. Well, I love racquetball and I want to be the best. I want to be one of the youngest players to ever win a title or the US Open.
Is this you every day you show up to the club? Do you have no purpose to your training? Do you not get better at racquetball? Hey, you. What the hell are you doing? You want to learn how to train for rows? Alright, let's
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We resume play. 2022 Golden State Open Racquetball Championships presented by JMB.
So Jake took that timeout. We'll see if he wins this. Never mind.
It's a side out right there. That's a great shot by Mercado.
100%. And as I said earlier in game one, when your opponent takes that timeout, that's the one that you want to get. That's the one that wants to say, I'm going to stop you right here. Gosh, that's
Wow.
the power.
Nothing Mario can do about that one. Too much heat there from Jake. 6 serving 7 on the headband scoreboard.
Change up serve. And a great reshot.
Shot. So, Erica, I got to ask you. 6-7. Game 2. You won game 1. Do you take a time? Was that wise of Jake to take a timeout?
It's so tough. And this is a no way. Timeout of Mario.
Timeout, Mario Mercado. Surprise,
Wow.
surprise. As he takes a timeout, we'll take a short break ourselves, and we'll be back on IRT Live.
Is this you every day you show up to the club? Do you have no purpose to your training? Do you not get better at racquetball? Hey, you. What the hell are you doing? You want to learn how to train for rows? Alright, let's get after it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're live after a very quick timeout. We were at 6-7. There were 7-7. Now Mario Mercado took his timeout. The interesting part is no more timeouts left, and we're still at 7-7 in game number 2. So to the surprise of us, Erica, your thoughts on that timeout?
I'm shocked, truthfully. I mean, they must be feeling something that we're not seeing. I mean, if you feel the momentum change, if you feel that you're not playing well, if you need some electrolytes and what's going on, it's just unreal that it was literally 2 rallies after Jake calls a timeout. Again, Jake must have been feeling something on why he needed that timeout, and then Mario 2 rallies later takes another timeout. Unreal. Starts with a Z serve, smart. Great. Oh, no way. He almost had it.
And a chess match so far.
Oh, and funny enough, Coco calls 2 bounces. Granted, it skipped, but Jake looks back at him and goes, no, dude. I got that.
right, some words here from Jake to the official. You see Mario Mercado stretching his calf, his left calf. There's an appeal right here.
And it's overturned.
Overturn. What's overturned?
And it looks like, I don't know.
There's going to be a consultation with the IRT Commissioner, Pablo Faje, so he's going to be consulted about a rule. We're going to have to wait and see what the call is.
So just got word, Jake was appealing that Roland called 2 bounces before the ball skipped, so he stopped play. So then when he appealed that he got the ball, therefore it was a replay. But Mario goes, nah, dude. That ball skipped. Very technical rally, though. Smart by Jake to appeal that shot.
And what's that called, Erica? Game management.
100%.
Smart. Mario Mercado gets on the board once more.
I truly believe the person between these two guys, whoever's going to control the center court the best, is going to win this match. Short serve. Beautiful lob net, gets a defensive return. Reset. And a great shot by Jake.
Great play right there, cross-court action.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, is working your way into the rally. You know, Jake hit that reset, told Mercado to keep shooting behind him. All of a sudden, Mario made a mistake. Jake capitalized on that error. Great get.
Mario
Unreal.
just giving us a good show.
Like, Jake was in front of him, and he still rolled out pinched. A great shot in the front court. For those of you that play racquetball, that's not easy.
Not at all.
So interesting. That's the first time either one of them have raised their hand on that same serve we've been seeing all match, but then he called a screen. Which is fair. It's up to the players. Great get reset. Smart, staying patient.
Speaking of both. Wow.
Incredible. Jake has not missed that right hand pitch.
So 7 serving 8 in the headpan scoreboard, as Jake Bredenbeck and Mario Mercado have been giving us just a display of strategy.
Great down line, great get. And a skip ball.
Mario Mercado awarding Jake Bredenbeck point number 8, 8-8.
So I'm curious. Mario gets a defensive shot by Jake, hits that down the line. Thinks he wants to go for the kill, right? So he changes his shot, goes for a pinch. But why not stick for the same shot that he got a defensive shot in? It's one of those, you want to finish the rally, so you're trying to search for that answer.
That was the right shot. It hit the front camera, front box. That was the right. We can only imagine what would have happened.
Right.
That's the only thing we can do. We can only imagine.
Jake shaking his head is like, yeah, I got lucky in that rally.
Yeah, he did. The Norse gods of Odin and Thor have smiled upon Jake Bredenbeck.
Short serve. I love it. Great shot by Jake. Clean hitting. Mario looks back at his corner, double checks to make sure it's okay.
And that's what I like about this. There has been no controversy at all about the shots. No. Everything has been clean so far.
That's what I like watching about these two specific. Great serve.
Ooh, he got it.
Wow.
Jake is not happy about that one.
Great serve, but Mario read it, you know. But going back, I love these two players because they play a true fair match. They don't ask the ref for gimme calls per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've not seen yet. Oh, give me the avoidable.
Right.
I've not seen that, and I love that.
Which is how it should be played. Great non-get.
Whoa, no. it was close, very very close. Of course, Mario, like I said, his agility, but I've seen him favoring his left calf. Mm-hmm. He's stretching a lot. I think he's trying to avoid a cramp.
Wow.
What was that?
Unreal. Jake looks back to his brother like, yeah, I just hit that.
Yeah. But
also to put a little bit of help on these guys, they did just come back from U.S. Open. We're back-to-back tournaments. How unreasonably hard that is on an athlete, it's tough, short serve.
And, the other thing is that, they're both out of their timeout. Yeah. So we're in it till the end. So that's going to be very interesting. Of course, we see Eduardo Portillo stretching and getting ready for his match versus Conrado Moscoso. That's right immediately after this one. It's going to be. That's why we call it, Erica, Super Saturday.
Right. I love it. And for those that did not make it out here, let me tell you, the Golden State Open, Adam Ania, my brother, and Bobby Horn have absolutely crushed this tournament. Great serve, ace serve, Jake Bredenbeck.
Ace
Unreal.
serve, Jake Bredenbeck. And, yeah, I have to say, agree with you very much so, Erica. Bobby Horn, Adam Ania have been great hosts, been really nice. And you know what? They're just nice guys all around. I like them both, and they've been really hospitable. Everybody loves the food. Everybody loves every detail about this, and it's great.
Gosh, smart shots, beautiful footwork by Mario to be able to re-kill that shot.
It's Jake making sure that ball's not broken.
He won another break.
I would too.
Right, me too.
I would too.
Great serve, gets a weak return. Great get.
That is a great pass. Wow.
And
wonderful play.
Not until you said anything, I never noticed how Mario really does. When he has a big setup, he actually does turn his head and looks at where his opponent is, so he knows what shot it's going to hit. I've never noticed that until you pointed it out.
You know what? And Mario has improved his game a lot. Also, just like Jake, Mario's been working with Coach Winterman, and it's been working really well for him, I think.
Best coach in the world.
I know Coach is watching.
He's one of the few that never stops learning. Great get.
Boom. Mario, unfortunate miss-hit right there. He skips an easy one. He had pinned to the wall, Jake Bredenbeck to the left. He had him dead to rights, and Mario knew he missed an easy shot. Wow.
Those are tough ones. Those are ones that it's pressure points. It's how are you training? Are you training under pressure? Are you going to go for that kill shot, or are you going to go for that foot-high smart pass, right? I mean, he knew he could hit that shot, so he went for bottom board, but unfortunately missed it. Pressure got to him. Smart shot by Jake. Wow. Smart serve by Jake, and he got the re-kill.
And earlier, so an appeal by Mario Mercado. Call stands.
Both line judges agree. I believe he appealed to
And I
bounces.
mentioned earlier that Jake is not one to tap the ball, but he did, and he did it very, very well.
100%. It's that difference of speed that both of these players are starting to do very, very well.
Skip. Jake.
And this is where you wonder, was it smart to take that timeout at 7-7? You know, he skipped the last two by 1 inch. And how the IRT does one timeout, I don't know. I like 2 timeouts personally, but...
So I consulted the rules, and for the LPRT, it's 2 timeouts, but 45 minutes. 45 seconds, I mean. Jake.
And that is match, everyone.
Wow.
Behind the back, absolutely unreal.
Congratulations to Jake Bredenbeck for making his second IRT Pro Finals. Amazing. The crowd loves it.
Real.
Let's
And
look
Jake
at that
just
again.
immediately comes off the court. Less the pinch up high. Mario gets it. An incredible get. Behind the back get. Are you kidding me?
There you go. That's
Wow.
it. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Jake Bredenbeck for taking this match 15-9, 15-9. And a special thanks to Erika Manilla, your U.S. Open doubles women's champion and a runner-up in the singles. Congratulations, Erika. Thank you for joining us here in
And
the
while
booth.
I'm here, go Team USA. We're in the finals, baby. Let's go.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. In about 15 minutes, we'll be back with our final match of this Super Saturday between Conrado Moscoso and Eduardo Portillo. For the IRT, I am Fabio Soto, Erika Manilla. See you in a little bit.